In a small, quiet American town, a young doctor named Michael keeps an old violin tucked away in his office. It's worn, with scratches and faded wood, but to him, it's priceless. One evening, his young daughter spots it and asks,
"Dad, whose violin is this?"
"It was your grandpa's,"
he replies, his mind drifting back to his childhood. And story begins with Paul Green, a humble man with deep eyes, strums his old violin along a dusty road. He's not a professional musician, just a hard-working father who plays from the heart. Locals pass by, some tipping their hats respectfully, others not even noticing. For Paul, his music holds pieces of his life, even though it brings in little to sustain him. Years back, Linda, a lively young woman with a free spirit, was drawn to Paul's quiet charm. Against her family's wishes, she married him, and for a while, they were happy. But over time, Linda felt the weight of Paul's humble life. She saw him playing the violin in towns where he earned little and struggled to provide. Her once bright dreams turned gray, and resentment began to creep in. When their son Sam was born, Paul found new purpose. He dreamed of passing down his music and values, teaching Sam to find joy in simple things. But Linda had bigger dreams. She wanted Sam to escape this small-town life, to earn respect that Paul could never find. Every time Paul took Sam along to play music, Linda's frustration deepened. She resented that their boy might be tied to the same life of struggle. One stormy night, Linda tried to leave, taking young Sam with her. A childhood friend named Hank had promised to help her start fresh in the city, away from the life she despised. But when word spread, townsfolk gossiped, accusing her of abandoning Paul. Just as Linda was about to leave, Sam broke free from her grasp. He chose to run back to his father in the downpour. Heartbroken,
"Dad, why did Mom left us? And why do people always talk so rudely to us? What did we do wrong?"
"Son, your mom didn't leave us. Poverty took her away. Remember, respect isn't given to the poor. It's sold for money we don't have."
Paul knew he needed to give Sam a chance at a better life. Linda's harsh words echoed in his mind. With a heavy heart, he enrolled Sam in school, scraping together any work he could find. Paul's dreams of passing on his music faded as he sold everything, even his violin, to support his son's education. Sam, now called Michael, thrived in school and was determined to live up to his father's sacrifices. Although Michael wanted to become a doctor, he lied about his success to spare Paul from the financial burden, claiming he hadn't passed his exams. Paul later learned the truth from a local paper. Michael had been accepted into medical school. With renewed purpose, Paul found any labor he could to send his son enough for tuition. He lost his voice in a work accident, leaving him unable to speak, let alone play music. He never told Michael about his struggles, so Michael continued his studies. Michael was unaware of the sacrifices his father made in silence. Years later, Michael returned, finally a doctor, his heart full of joy to share the news with his father. But when he arrived home, he found only silence. Paul had passed, never knowing his son had achieved their shared dream. All those letters Michael sent had gone unread, lost to a man who couldn't read. Devastated, Michael found his father's old violin, broken and unplayable. Holding it close, he realized the depth of his father's sacrifices, each one a note of unspoken love that had built his entire future. Michael whispers to himself, "My father gave everything for me, and I didn't see it until now." As he finishes the story, Kevin's daughter looks up at him, her eyes wide and brimming with emotion. "Tell me more about Grandpa," she whispers. "One day," Michael says, holding back tears of his own, "when you're older, I'll tell you everything about the man who gave me everything." Lesson. Sometimes the deepest love speaks in silence, and the truest sacrifices go unnoticed. Cherish those who give without asking. They're the quiet heroes of our lives.